Welcome back, football fam. Back hit y'all with another one. This is your NFL Roundup, March 2026. We are in the heart of the offseason, man. We have free agency. Draft is less than 20 days away. And it's go time for a lot of these teams. Well, let's talk about some of the latest news of the month. And we're going to start this thing off with Mr. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett trade incoming. That's what a lot of people are saying. They're shifting his roster bonus around to make it easier to pay him long term. Remember, he signed a 4-year, $160 million extension last offseason, and it came into this season and only broke the NFL sack record with 23 sacks, surpassing Michael Strahan and TJ Watt, who both had 22 and a half. Per Adam Schefter, he received a call from a team that said, and I quote, a team called him and said, "You see the Myles Garrett thing? Usually means a trade is around the corner. What they're doing is they're pushing up his roster bonuses to pay him more up front to free up more cap space toward the back end." And if you look at it, pre-June 1st, his pre-June 1st, his next year's salary is $41.1 million, basically. And after June 1st, his salary drops to 15.34, which means they'll be able to pay him the bulk of his salary already, which means he'll be making less than $1 million a game come game day, come NFL season time. So Browns, of course, deny that Garrett is available, but are keeping all options open. The most Brown statement ever. Oh, he's not available, but we're keeping our options open. What are your thoughts on Mr. Myles Garrett?
I think the Browns missed their window to trade him, man. This should have been traded. This would have happened last season, in my opinion. When he requested a trade, but we know what it means to request a trade in the NFL, he should have actually went through with the trade. He shouldn't have re-signed. If winning, if you don't care about winning, we get why you want the money. But if you really care about winning, you want to go to a winning team. I know they traded you. I know they drafted you. But loyalty goes so far, especially when you see the writing on the wall. Like, if you just look at the QB room, you don't see anybody helping you. Like, I just don't see why this is taking so long.
Because it's the Browns. But with that being said, there are teams interested, starting with the Cowboys, the Bills, the Lions, I believe the Rams and the Seahawks, 49ers and Seahawks, all contacted the Browns about the availability of Mr. It's pretty high. Asking price just to start negotiations is 3 first-round picks, but of course, remember, he's not available.
Exactly.
But that is out there in public knowledge. They're asking for 3 first-round picks, and they prefer 2027 and beyond, not 2026. Browns already have 2 first-round picks this year, so they want more picks next year, which is supposed to be a stronger draft than this year, supposedly. So just looking at those teams listed, Cowboys, Bills, Lions, 49ers, and Seahawks, where would you like to see them land?
Is it crazy to say the Lions? Like, him and Aiden Hutchinson on the same team? That would be lethal.
It would be insane.
That would be lethal.
Would be insane. That would be insane. Cannot deny that. That would be something I would not want to see if I was the opposing quarterback.
But and I like how all those teams are NFC teams. So I go, hopefully the Browns are smart enough to trade them to the AFC. I hope so.
But the Bills are the only team for the AFC that's listed to be that is actually interested in Myles Garrett. I guess that's openly interested with Myles Garrett. I think it'd be a good look if he goes to the Bills. They have to change the scheme up because he's Myles Garrett. He is the scheme. So you change the defense to what he needs or wants, not the other way around. If you get what I'm saying.
But I don't think. I don't think if you the Browns, you don't do anything with AFC teams. If you are smart, you're not trading man to the AFC.
It's the Browns.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, more Browns news. This is not a Browns channel, but more Browns news. Browns possibly double dipping at wide receiver in the draft. They have used several top 30 visits to meet with wide receivers, Most notably, the Browns have met with Cardell Tate, Makai Lemon, Omar Cooper Jr., Casey Concepcion, Jordan Tyson, and Jeremy Bernard. Uh, I don't think they draft two of those receivers. They may get one of those and another one later. But they've used a lot of visits on top 30 quarterbacks. I mean, top 30 wide receivers, getting to know these guys, kind of testing their temperament. Been hearing a little bit of buzz lately by Makai Lemon. We'll see what that looks like. I still think it's Cardell Tate. I think you get Tate early, each offensive lineman later, and then possibly round 3, round 4, you go get a guy like Chris Bradslow if he happens to drop, or Chris Bell,
Mm-hmm.
or even, or maybe even if he's still there, uh, uh, from USC,
Jacoby Lane.
Jacoby Lane. I won't why I say Myers so bad. Jacoby Lane. I'm thinking of a boy that used to be in the Raiders. But yeah, so that's the Browns news for you today. And remember, I told y'all a while back, quarterbacks seem to go early in the draft. But before we get to that, you had some more Browns news to break down for us. Go on, put it out there for us.
Yeah, the Browns are thinking about bringing in. The Browns want to bring in another young quarterback to compete with Shador. You have Dylan Gabriel on the roster, so does that mean he's not competing with Shador, or do y'all want to bring someone in to replace Dylan Gabriel? And then a couple hours later after that, the owner said Deshaun Watson is our number one quarterback if he can get back to what he is. So I'm assuming he's going to be healthy, so that means he's number one quarterback. So why are we worried about Shador if you have your number one quarterback?
The most Browns thing ever. You want to bring in another young quarterback to challenge your other young quarterback who already has another young quarterback on the roster. But the number one guy is the guy who hasn't played much, who's been out injured, in Deshaun Watson. So why does all that even matter?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna go with Deshaun Watson, go with Deshaun Watson. Why do you need to bring another quarterback to stunt the growth of Shador Sanders even more? But whatever. That's your Browns news for the day. We are past it. Moving on. I told y'all a couple weeks ago, quarterbacks go early in the draft, earlier than expected, earlier than they should go. Steelers are linked to Drew Aller. They used to be big fans of him. Aller, 6'5", 228 pounds, 22 years old, 3-year starter at Penn State, former 5-star recruit, threw for 7,402 yards at Penn State with 61 touchdowns and only 13 interceptions. Uh, Steelers still have no news on if Aaron Rodgers, as of recording, if Aaron Rodgers is coming back to be the quarterback of the franchise. He has held them hostage now for 2 off seasons in a row. Steelers met with Drew Aller at the NFL Combine. They've shown consistent interest in the Penn State quarterback during the draft process. He met with Mike McCarthy at the NFL Combine. They had representation at his pro day, although the GM and head coach was not at his pro day, so that should be noted. They did a top 30 visit with him. But the minimal scout presence at his pro day tells me they might not be leaning toward Aller in the first round. They might go another route. But if the quarterbacks go early, Ty Simpson goes to the Jets or whatever, then don't be surprised if Drew Aller is the third quarterback off the board going to the Steelers at 21, possibly. Especially if you get down to April and there's still no news on Aaron Rodgers. Tyler, your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers and Drew Aller as a quarterback?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers should not be a Steeler. He should retire. Steelers just forget about him. He's not any different than drafting a. If you're a Steelers, just play Will Howard. See what you got. Next year's quarterback draft is much stronger. Just get the weapons already. Then you draft a quarterback. Let Will Howard ride the season out. But with Drew Aller, oh, he had a strong draft to me, but the film speaks for itself. He's not what people say he is. He's not a first
So let
round
me
pick.
ask you this. Bias to the side. You think Will Howard's better than Drew Aller?
Yeah, I do.
So 7th-round pick, I guess Will Howard is better than possibly, just say 2nd-round pick Drew Aller.
I mean, Shador was a fifth round pick.
That's true. Okay, there you have it. Tyler likes Will Howard over Drew Aller. I don't think Will Howard should be in the NFL. I'm just gonna put it like that. That dude is not a good quarterback.
Should Drew Aller be
I
in the
think,
NFL?
huh?
Should Drew Aller be in the NFL?
I think Drew Aller has better tools than Will Howard. A lot more better mechanics than Will Howard. The potential is there for him to be a serviceable backup. I can't even talk when I'm so tired. He can be a serviceable backup in the NFL compared to Will Howard, who I think won't be on the roster in 2 years' time. But moving on to another team that's going to be getting their quarterback, we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders and head coach Clint Kubiak. He made a statement on Max Crosby and kind of just he made this. He spoke with who was it? He spoke with Bobby Nomak at NFL.com. He's the digital content producer for the website, and he had this to say. I think I've seen Max almost every day. He's in the building every day, beats most of the coaches. I'm really impressed by the guy. Being a great player is important to him. You can tell by the way he shows up. He's talking about Max Crosby. I think John said this, talking about John Spatek, GM, but it's kind of like he never left. I feel like we picked up another free agent, getting him back from Baltimore. Excited for him to lead our defense. Sounds like to me that Clint Kubiak expects Max Crosby to be with the Raiders this season. We'll see what that looks like. There is the $30 million price tag he holds. There's an injury history. There's some signings you made. You may sign edge rushers. You sign linebackers that can rush the quarterback. So we'll see what that looks like. Tyler, Max Crosby on the Raiders this season. Do you think he finishes the year?
He doesn't finish the year. He's going to get traded by a deadline, but you might as well get some play out of him while you got him. He's probably the best player in your defense, so why not use him?
Okay. Wishing Clint Kubiak the best. Like I said, they're already getting their quarterback. They're going to be drafting Fernando Mendoza. And rumor has it, Mendoza is already working with the Raiders, learning the offense from assistant coach Brian Greasy. Per Daniel Jeremiah, Mendoza is not only working to improve his footwork, but is also installing the Raiders offense as we speak. But the Raiders are still planning to sign a bridge quarterback to help Mendoza so they don't have to start him day one. Leading candidate is Kirk Cousins at the moment to be signed by the Raiders. Tyler, your thoughts on Kirk Cousins stepping in week one to be the starter for the Raiders?
I think it's a bad idea. I mean, do they not like Alex O'Connell? I mean, I like Alex O'Connell. Like, why is he not the starter? I mean, if you want a bridge quarterback, play him. He's cheaper than Kirk Cousins.
I think the problem with that is, what if he's? I think they know that Alex is pretty good, and if he's good enough, then they might want to leave him in there. Whereas you put like a guy like Kirk Cousins in, he's good, but he's aged, he's older, so he can't stay in there forever. So Mendoza's gonna get his chance. If Alex O'Connell gets in there and lights it up, you got a little situation on your hand. I think he gets dealt before the season starts. Look for a team like Arizona might be in play for O'Connell. We'll see how that goes. I think his trade is going to happen after the draft. That's just my thinking. Speaking of trading after the draft, guess what we're about to talk about? Mr. AJ Brown. Latest rumors on him.
Starkville native.
Latest rumors, AJ Brown. Rumor handshake deal with the Patriots. His old head coach, Mike Vrabel. GM Howie Roseman maintains that AJ will be leading the Eagles wide receiver corps and will not be traded. But this just comes days after Rams have expressed strong interest in swapping out a player for AJ Brown. Rumor has it that the Rams were willing to swap out Puka Nacua for Brown and picks, or Devontae Adams and Brown straight up. Those talks fell apart. Per Rams Wire, the team moved on from talks with the Eagles after looking up Brown's medical and having some issues with his knee. They did not like what they saw from his They said he might have bad knees. They didn't want to dwell on it, but they have stalled in talks with the Eagles and Rams. So Rams leads to the next door. Rams actively looking to move on from Puka Nacua. Your thoughts on that?
I don't think they're moving on Puka Nacua. Like he, I know he has some issues, but we've seen people who are talented in the NFL get more chances than not, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna move on from Puka Nacua? If it's a money reason, I totally get it. But
And I think that was the thing they was thinking about. They could get an extension to Puka Nacua, work out a trade with the Eagles, and then have AJ for 3 years, $96 million on his contract. And then Eagles will have an invested wide receiver on their contract. And I think that's what the thinking was. But they also wanted picks because it's not the same player like AJ Brown, Puka Nacua. No, it's not equal value.
of course not.
They did view Devontae Adams as equal value, but then the contract came to play, and it was like this bigger investment in wide receiver. They had Puka Nacua and AJ Brown. That's a lot of money tied up in two wide receivers. So that was the issue there. So, but I'm hearing there are some people in the building that are sick of kind of the off the field stuff with Puka Nacua. But I think they figured this thing out. They get this job done. We talking about a guy who had 129 catches for 1,700 yards and 10 touchdowns last season. 3 years in the league. He's already been an All-Pro twice, 2023 and 2025. 2024, he had an injury-prone season where he only had 79 catches and 990 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a down year for Puka Nacua, and he had nearly 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He is the PFF 2025 Offensive Player of the Year, and I think he's only going to get better. This guy's going to break all kind of receiver records. You can't move on from this guy. You got to figure it out. Got to. But just running down some of his off the field stuff. He has a civil lawsuit from last year. Then he has a separate incident this year where he was has a restraining order and that involves some biting and some derogatory comments toward another lady.
She dropped it. She dropped it.
She did drop the charges, but the situation did happen. Yeah, it still happened. That's the thing. So it's become. I think the drinking is becoming an issue. That might have something to do with it. We'll see. But he's not the only person in the league that has a little hot water on him. Spears Jr. suspension and jail time possibly looming. Just a rundown of his little situation. He's facing 3 felony charges. It was 5, so he got 2 of them knocked down to misdemeanors. Allegations include Pierce following then girlfriend Rakia Jackson in his vehicle, causing a collision, and subsequently a police chase was done where he fled on foot. I believe somebody got hit during that whole speed chase, but they didn't mention that. I don't know if they're gonna throw that out since it was possibly accidental. But he could be looking at a pretty long suspension as well. If those 3 felony charges hold up, he probably will serve some time. Falcons gave him the first round draft pick for him last year. They have no first round pick this year because they went on and got Mr. James Pierce last year to go along with Walker. They had their edge rushing duo. They were happy. Pierce had a strong season last year. Now he's looking at this kind of suspension. Tyler, your thoughts?
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers for Rakia Jackson. She looks too good to be in this situation. But we're moving on. She says she is willing to testify, which is not good for him. If I'm James Pierce Jr., I'm taking the first plea deal that comes. So if he has a good lawyer, take the plea deal. Do not plead not guilty. There's too much. There's video evidence that you gotta take the best deal. As the Falcons go, this does not feel like a Falcons thing. Like the Falcons find somebody good that could possibly change their franchise. The next thing you know, they can't play for them anymore. Like it's not Falcons like a Falcons curse.
They too close to Athens, Georgia. That's they might be the issue right there.
Like this is ridiculous.
Uh, Other guys looking at possible suspensions that the NFL is investigating. Let's start with Mr. Marshawn Lattimore. He was arrested in Ohio January of 2026 on gun charges during a traffic stop. Mr. Jabril Peppers is under investigation from the NFL for a 2025 arrest, including assault, drug possession, and strangulation. And
Ooh.
Mr. Jordan Addison finds himself in the news again as he was arrested in January 2026 for misdemeanor trespassing at a Tampa casino. So those guys could also be missing time. There you have it, NFL Roundup. That's all this month's news. Tyler, your thoughts?
The draft is in a couple of days. We got some special things coming for you guys. Charger fans, I'm still with you. I'm still not pleased, but hey, we gotta respect the vision. Last thing, keep showing love. Like we're busy, we work jobs, we have children, but we try for you guys. So just keep believing in us.
Like it. That's all we got, guys.
The last thing,
Go ahead.
Caden Boozer, take your ass back to college. Don't you declare for that draft. Cam Boozer, don't you declare for that draft. Go back to college. That's it.
We dropping college football on the NFL video.
Look. I just had to say it.
Anyway, that's all we got, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tell us about some more news y'all heard about that we didn't talk about. And what's your thoughts on some of this news we talked about? Do y'all really think Rashee Rice is going to get the whole 10 to 12 game suspension? Would y'all guys get him the extension on his contract? Which wide receiver would you rather have? Puka Nacua, Rashee Rice on the extension. Which one you think is going to be? Which one you think makes it through the contract?
Ray Rice better not come back.
Huh?
So Ray Rice better not be coming back.
Rashee Rice. But that's all we got. With that, we out.